All right, we are live. Welcome to the Twenties Bootcamp. This is a program you don't want to miss. It is of course put together by Hollis Idabo, and today is his birthday. Happy birthday, Mr. Hollis, and thank you for always shining the light for a lot of young people to really find their footing. So today we'll be having a nice time here. You see, for a couple of days we've been having a session with almost 200 young people within the ages of 20 to 30. They've been trying to find their navigate their way through life. This part of this time in their life is the time where they most times are confused, trying to know their left from the right, trying to make a career for themselves, and then trying to get married and all that. So this is what Mr. Hollis has decided to use his birthday period to help a lot of young people to find their way through life at this stage that they are in, and that is why we are here. So this is just a continuation of the program that has been going on since Monday, and we will be having fantastic speakers who will be sharing their experiences on how they also navigated their way through life. And trust me, it's going to be a session that you do not want to miss. All right, so welcome everybody. If you're here, count yourself lucky to be in this place. So we'll be going straight up to the first speaker. He's already hanging up in the studio, and he'll be coming up to give us his own experience. But before he comes up, I would read his profile. This man is loaded. Trust me, he is loaded. His name is Kenny Wokoye. That's his name, Kenny Wokoye, and he has been doing a lot of stuff. So just hold on, let me read his profile for you. Kenny Wokoye is an entrepreneur, transformational speaker, influencer, and widely celebrated online business coach. Over the past 4 years, Kenny has built a following of thousands of online entrepreneurs, sold hundreds of copies of his best-selling courses, and founded a creative advertising and branding agency called Brands Elevate, which helps tens of thousands of entrepreneurs quickly get their message out to the marketplace. Having done over 5 million in sales of digital products online, Kenny has undoubtedly built authority as a business coach, speaker, and mentor. He has successfully trained over 6,000 aspiring online entrepreneurs in his online business bootcamp, High Income Copywriting Academy, and Zero to Hero Affiliate Business Bootcamp. He is also the head coach and founder of Zero to Hero Affiliate, aka ZTHA, his group coaching program, which is now one of the fastest growing platforms for raising top performers in the affiliate marketing space, with over 3,000 plus members from over 6 countries and 5 affiliate programs. Kenny has built an outstanding reputation in the organic sales space in Nigeria with several awards, including Exceptional Millennial of the Year Award, which he recently received. He is the genius creator of the ultimate organic sales method, popularly known as PATS framework, a step-by-step training that has produced many online millionaires and influencers today. He is also the author of the first of its kind course on free traffic regeneration, known as Organic Traffic Commando. This is the man we are having here today, and he is none other than Kenny Wokoye. Please make him welcome. Kenny, you are welcome to the floor. Okay, your mic is muted. We can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here. And it's a privilege, really. It's a privilege. Happy birthday, Hollis. I didn't know today was your birthday. Happy birthday, Hollis. Yeah, I'm really glad to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, Mr. Kenny, thank you for also honoring the invitation. So we will go straight up to the conversation. Remember, like I said earlier before you came up, today is Mr. Hollis' birthday, and he has decided to help a lot of people in their 20s, within the 20 to 30 years framework, to find their footing. In this part of the world where we come from, in Nigeria in particular, within that age range, we are always delusional. We don't know really our left from our right, and a lot of people will need to gain clarity, especially from people like you who have been able to navigate through it and come out tops. So you will be just gladly share your experience. How was it in your 20s? Let's understand your journey.
Well, first things first, I'm still in my 20s.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic.
I'm still in my 20s. I'm just in my
All
late
right.
20s. I'm still in my 20s, yeah. But my early 20s, though, I finished from the University of Benin in 2014. I finished from the University of Benin, and immediately I finished from school, I went for my NYSC the following 6 months. 6 months later, I went for my NYSC. That was in 2015, and I finished NYSC 2016. That was in May 2016. Of course, then you just finished school and you're super excited about the possibilities. You're going into the world. It's time to go and take over now. Let's go and hustle and bustle and make some money. You know, and as I just finished my NYSC, came out, God just favored me. I got a job on a platter of gold. That was my first 9 to 5 job. I got it on a platter of gold. I didn't actually apply for the job. It's like when you have a big uncle, not really a big uncle, but someone who you look up to, right? And then you finish your NYS, and next thing you just say, "Hey, boss, I don't finish your how far anything for your boy," that kind of thing. So that was how I got my first job.
Mm.
I just approached him after NYSC and I told him straight up, like, bros, I don't finish you anything for your boy. And he said, "Oh, come to the office on Monday morning," and then I went to the office and boom. He didn't even ask me if I know, the main things I should know for me to get the job. He only asked me, "Do you know how to use Microsoft?" And I said, "Yes, I know how to use Microsoft." He said, "Okay, go and meet them, they'll train you." And that was how I got the job.
Mm.
So my should I say my career started early. Immediately I finished, I didn't really have time to stay at home, doing the whole job hunting thing. I didn't really do any of that. Um, so I did get the job and I got it as a contract staff at the time. I got it as a contract staff, you know. So just a few months down the line, about 2, 3 months down the line, I now applied for retainership at the company. You know what that means? That's to become a full staff, you
Yeah.
know. And they did, they accepted me, they gave me retainership, and then I became a junior staff at the company. Meanwhile, at the time when I was a contract staff, they were not paying me money, they were not even paying me 1 naira. But
You
I
were
was
still
enjoying the
going.
experience because I was better than my mates. Yeah, I was better than my mates who didn't have jobs at the time. Abi. So I was going every day with Jesus joy, expecting something new to happen. That fresh excitement of a new graduate who's just looking out for possibilities. So I was really enjoying that, and after I became retained as a junior staff, they finally started paying me salary, and they were paying me 15,000. That was my first salary they paid me there, 15,000 naira. you know, and I was managing that 15,000 naira for about 2, 3 months. Thereabout. During that time, you know how parents can be. Parents will pressure you. If you've ever done a job here, and the job is a low paying job, something very, very small. They were paying you something very small. Type tiny. Type tiny in the chats. Let's know some people here who have ever worked a small paying job before. I was being paid 15,000 naira at the time, but I didn't really mind because at that time my focus wasn't really money. My focus has always been growth, you know. So at that time I was getting the 15,000 naira, but my parents were not okay with it. No parent will be okay with you earning 15K per month. So I was under serious pressure at that time. They were pressuring my mother. How many times I had that argument with my mother, I can't even count. Oh, Binda, is it 50,000 naira job you want to do for the rest of your life? You are a graduate. Is it 50,000 naira? That kind of talk. But then I told her, I said, I'm not really focused on making money right now. I'm more focused on growth. That was what I told her. I said, you really don't know what's going to happen in the next couple of months as long as you are focused on your growth. And then that was how that conversation ended. You know, that was how that conversation ended. And I became focused on my growth at the company. And within the space of 6 months, the salary was upgraded. My position was also upgraded. I was upgraded from junior staff to senior staff, right? And then fast forward a year and a half down the line, by that time I had already moved from junior to senior to management at the company. So I became the business executive officer at the company then. It was a software company, So I became the head of the business team, and we started traveling a lot, going out to seek for clients. So we're more in charge of, client acquisition and client retention, basically. So that was the major thing we're doing at that time. But the thing during that period of time, because of the fact that there was so much going on, I didn't really have the inclination to start thinking forward, right? To start dreaming for my own self, for my personal goals, stuff like that. I was too distracted with the fact that I was working, every single day. Sometimes I would get to the office by 6:15, 6:30, you know, get there very early at the end of the day, go home very late, sometimes 7, 8 p.m., and then at the end of the month, the salary comes, but at least somewhere down the line, they finally increased my salary. They finally increased the salary. It became 213. By the time I became a management staff, it became 213, and that's 213,000. And then I had other benefits as well, 80 liters of fuel allowance. I had travel allowance, airtime allowance. So yeah, it was nice. Some people will even call that the dream 9 to 5 in quote, but it wasn't really that. And I realized that when I lost the job in 2018. I actually did. I lost the job in 2018. That was when I realized that it wasn't the dream per se. In fact, it was a limitation on me personally. It was a limitation on me. I was having a discussion with a friend recently, and we are talking about, the online entrepreneurship versus, the corporate world. All right, we're talking about online entrepreneurship, generally speaking, entrepreneurship versus the corporate world, and which is better for people and why. We're having that conversation, and on my own side, of course, I would definitely want to speak from experience. I can only talk based on what I have personally experienced. So I told him that, when it comes to online entrepreneurship, because that's where I have my own experience. When it comes to online entrepreneurship, you know, there's no limit on what you can achieve. There's no limit on your ability to make money. There's no limit on your ability to grow. There's no limit on your ability to expand, unlike how it is in a corporate setting where you have bureaucracy coming in and you have so many all manner of things, coming in a corporate setting. And I told him, I said, losing my job in 2018 was the best thing that ever happened to me. Yeah, it was the best thing that ever happened to me, because in a way it shocked me out of my poverty state of mind. I used to have this false sense of financial security. For those of us who have jobs or have had jobs before, there's this sense of financial security you feel when you know that you're expecting salary at the end of the month. That sense of financial security that you feel. So whether you work hard or you don't work hard, you know, alawi or salary will still come. That's that feeling that I used to have then. But then losing the job, it forced me out of it. It forced me out of it. In fact, the day after I lost my job, the thing is, you don't go to the office any day. If you have a 9 to 5, you don't go to the office expecting to lose your job, right? And that particular day, getting to the office, in fact, I was even eating Indomie that morning. I was eating Indomie that morning when it happened. They didn't allow me finish eating my Indomie before they gave me the white envelope that had red news. So then I didn't know where to start from. I didn't save any money at that time. I was not financially intelligent, so I had not saved any money. So the following day after I was fired, I was laying on my bed, jobless graduate with no CV, because I didn't have a CV. Remember, I didn't apply for my old job. So jobless graduate with no CV, with no saved money, and no direction. What do you do? That was the first question I asked myself. What do you do? I didn't have Shingbang saved up. So I asked myself, what can I do? Right? Before I asked myself that question, I realized I had only two choices. And there's a reason why I'm saying this. It's because some people here, at some point or the other, you have hit rock bottom before. Even if you've not hit rock bottom before, you may hit rock bottom someday. And if you do, you're going to have to choose between these two sides. The first side is become a victim of circumstance, because at that point of rock bottom, most people become victims of circumstance, or take responsibility. You either become a victim of circumstance, or you take responsibility for your actions and for your outcomes. And I've never been the kind of person who would approach any man and say, please, I lost my job. I don't know anything you can do for me, please. What can you do for me? Help me out, even if it's 2,000, anything. Nothing is too small. I've never been that person. I've never been that person. Why? Because I understand and I know, I believe that everything that we want, everything that we need is inside, not in someone's bank account. Everything we need is on the inside, not in someone's bank account. We create our lives from the inside out. Yes. That's always been my philosophy of life. And that was what helped me through that period. I asked myself, what can I do? Instead of going to beg, I said, what can I do? And the answer was obvious, because at the time I could only do one thing. I only know how to do videos, motion graphics videos. That was the only thing I knew how to do at that time, So then the question now came, how do you now take what you know how to do and convert it into money? How do you now take what you know how to do, your skill, and convert it into money? That was a problem. That was a big problem, because naturally, nobody wants to work with an otondo. If you have a skill, then you know what I'm talking about. Nobody wants to work with an otondo. If you don't have a track record, you don't have a large portfolio, you don't have people talking about you, stuff that you've done before, if you don't have that, if you don't have goodwill, nobody wants to work with you. Nobody wants to work with an otondo. So I now said, me like this, I'm an otondo. How do I now go from otondo to a point where people will want to work with me? You see, how do I now go from a point where I'm on otondo to a point where people will now want to work with me? That was the question I had to answer. And that's the thing. When you have a strategic way of looking at things, questions will always keep coming up. And with each question you answer, you are going to find out that it becomes easy for you to scale each of those hurdles, right? So the next question for me was, how do I now get from otondo to the fact that people are now working with me, right? And then the idea finally came. Why don't you offer this skill that you have, offer it for free, but don't do it 100% free, right? Offer it for free, but don't do it 100% free. Exchange it for something. What are you exchanging it for in this case? I'm exchanging it for what we call social capital. That was it. I was now exchanging my skill for social capital. For those of us who are just hearing about the concept for the first time, social capital is basically what you have on ground that gives you leverage so people will be able to buy from you tomorrow. It's the goodwill you create in the hearts of people that will cause buyers to come to you. That's a layman's way of putting it. Social capital. So I said, okay, let me select 10 people. I'll select 10 people and I will basically do my best for those people. I'll do them a free video. Now, you don't want to use the word free. I knew that at that point. I knew I didn't want to use the word free. I'm not going to say, I'm going to do you a free video. I said, I want to sponsor your brand with a free advert, something like that. That was what I used. And I did it for the first 3 people. They agreed. They were so excited. Thank you. And I did it for them. And you need to see, what I got as reviews from those people. I told them, I said, I'm going to do it for you for free. I'm not going to charge you for this. All right. But all I need from you is what you think about the video. That's all. And if it can be in recorded format, even better. They said, okay, that's not a problem as long as it's good. And that was it. We had a deal. So all I had to do at that point was do a good job. And I did. I did a wonderful job. The first person I offered the video to, I did it for him and he was blown away. His mind was blown. In fact, his mind was so blown that he called me after I saw the video and he was talking so fast, I was even trying to keep up. Kenny, where have you been all this while? I can't believe that you are this good. How much do you charge? You know, I don't even have price. So a guy is asking me how much I charge. You know, he said, how much you charge? How much is your charge for your videos? I need to keep you as. By the time I had done for 5 people, I had 3 clients already. I already had 3 clients. By the time I had done 5, I had 3. And that was when I finally fixed my price at 20,000. That was how I started doing videos, 20,000. You know, it was so exciting. The first day I got paid, it was incredible. First day I got paid. If you're an online entrepreneur here, or you are doing your own thing, or you're a solopreneur, you're doing your own thing, you know the feeling you had the first day that somebody sent you money for your service. You know the feeling that you had. It's priceless. You can't buy that feeling. You can't get it in the 9 to 5. I'm telling you, salary doesn't give you that feeling. Salary only gives you the feeling that you're rescued for the month. That kind of feeling. That's the only thing you get from salary. Nothing else. But you feel the joy of entrepreneurship when you get paid for offering your skill or offering your service or giving value, providing value to people, by providing value to the marketplace. Right? It was an amazing feeling. And I knew that was the feeling that I wanted to feel every single day. At that point, I knew that was the feeling I wanted to feel every single day. And you know, fast forward down the line, I was able to scale the ad agency to a point where I now had big clients. Sometimes I did a job for Olumide Akpata's campaign. Those of us in the legal area, you know, Olumide Akpata, he's the current NBA president. I did a job for Olumide Akpata. I did a job for some big legal firms in Lagos. And I also worked for some mobile app creators as well at that time. So my videos became widely used, and at a point my price even scaled from 20,000 naira to 80,000 naira, and even beyond 80,000 naira. You know, but even at that, it wasn't enough. And the reason it wasn't enough was there's something about income and cash flow. When cash flow is not consistent, it becomes difficult for you to maintain operations as a business person. Yeah. When cash flow is not consistent, it becomes difficult for you to maintain operations as a business person. And this is what forces most young Nigerians to diversify too early. It's what causes most Nigerians to diversify their income portfolio too early. You find them, you know, getting another job or getting another side hustle, or, you know, going into some other business opportunity. Why? Because the cash flow in their current income source is not consistent. And that's the problem that I had as well. That's the problem I had at the time. In as much as I was already a solopreneur, I was already an entrepreneur, you know, I wasn't getting consistent cash flow in my business. It was so bad that on some months, it would be like farming. You know the way farming was in Egypt. So much that I would even go as far as begging my parents and my in-law for subscription, data subscription, 2,000 naira for data, urgent 2K. I was asking for urgent 2K. And it wasn't so long ago. It was just last year here. Last year between March and May. You know, that was in the heat of COVID, actually. But at that time, I had already started my journey further in the online space as an affiliate. I had already started my journey, but at that time, I was still juggling so many things. I was still juggling so many things. Remember what I said, when you don't have consistent cash flow in one income source, the temptation to jump from that income source into another one at the same time will be higher, because you're seeking that consistency in cash flow. So because of that tendency, And I fell for that. I now had so many different things I was doing. I was doing 4 things at the same time. But even at that, I was still not making up to 50K a month consistently, you know. So at a point, I had to take a step back. I had to put everything on the table. What exactly is not working in this? Why am I not getting this thing wrong? Right, I mean, why am I not getting it right? Why am I not getting this consistency in cash flow? And that was the first time I realized, in fact, that was the first time I had to agree to something that my mother especially had been telling me for a while, that you don't need to be doing too many things at the same time in order to make more money. She didn't put it in those words, but that was when I finally realized that, you know, that it's not about the number of income sources you have. Why? Because in Nigeria, and not just in Nigeria, I mean, society in general has pressured so many people into believing that you need to have so many income sources in order for you to make more money. Yes, society has pressured so many of us into believing that the more income sources you have, the more money you make. In as much as that is partly true, it's not fully true. Why? Because it is not the more income sources you have, because there are two kinds of income sources. There are passive income sources, there are active income sources, right? And you know that active income sources are income sources that require you to give your time, your energy, and your resources in order for you to see results. Without those three things, you can't see results from an active income source. And by the time you start accumulating active income sources, you are basically saying that you want to divide your time, your energy, and your resources into as many places as those income sources are, right? And by the time you begin to look at that, you begin to see why it is not strategically sound for you to be accumulating active income sources. Because you need to share your time, energy, and your resources, which is going to reduce what I call your average propensity to be productive per income source. It's going to reduce your average propensity to be productive per income source. Right? I know why I'm actually talking about this subject, because when you're in your 20s, you feel that sense of adventure. You want to explore so many things. You want to explore every golden opportunity that lands in front of you. Like, I want this, I want it. And if you have money for it, you just buy immediately. You buy, you buy, you buy, you buy. You buy immediately. You know, but it's not the more active income sources you have, it's the more passive income sources, not active. It's the more passive income sources that you have, the more money you make, especially as a solopreneur, right? I'm actually talking about how it affects a solopreneur. Most of us here are all solopreneurs. We're doing our own thing. We are the marketing department. We are the sales. No, we are the customer care department. We are the CEO, especially. CEOs. Do we have any CEOs in the house? Type CEO in the comments. So yeah, I'm basically talking about this as it affects the solopreneur. All right. I'm talking about it as it affects the solopreneur. So you don't need to be accumulating active income sources. All right. Instead, when you're just getting started, when you're just starting out as an entrepreneur or as an online entrepreneur, what you want to be accumulating instead of active income sources are skills. If you're writing down, write it somewhere. What you want to be accumulating at that stage of beginning or growth, they are skills, not income sources. If you are fortunate enough to come across a passive stream of income, then good, you can explore that, because that's a passive income stream, right? If you have enough money to, let's say, buy landed property, good, that's an investment, right? But you shouldn't be accumulating active income sources, because it will reduce your speed per income source. Okay, so in my own case, I discovered that, thank God, and I was able to make some changes. This was after I had struggled in both my business in Brands Elevate, that's my ad agency, and in my affiliate business. In my affiliate business, I looked at the records, the results. I saw that in a space of 11 months, I only made $24. $24 is 12,000. Yeah, $24 is 12,000 in 11 months. And you won't notice that you've made 12,000 because you are so busy, so busy. And they will even see you, they will say, well, this person is making money. With the way you are busy, people will think you are making money. But you're not making any money. You are busy but not productive. You know, productivity is measured by the amount of cash flow that comes in from your efforts. That is it, especially in your business, right? So at that point, I discovered that I needed to take a step back and set everything straight. And what I did was I asked myself one simple question. I looked at all the different income sources, variety that I had on ground. I had graphic design, I had motion graphics, I had affiliate marketing, I had branding as well. So I had all of them. I put them on the table. I said, which of these vehicles? You notice the word I used there, right? Vehicles. I said, which of these vehicles will take me to a point where I feel and see that I am financially free? That's what I asked myself. I said, which of these vehicles will take me to that point where I know I am financially free? And the answer was obvious. In front of me, I saw affiliate marketing. Why I chose affiliate marketing was the fact that I don't need to own a product, I don't need to own a service, but I can make money. I don't need to own an office either, but I can make money, right? So then I said, okay, so let me get laser focused on this. I gave myself a target. I said, let me get laser focused on this for the next 6 months. And if after 6 months, I don't get the results I want, then I will know that this affiliate marketing and generally online business is not for me. That was what I told myself. So I got, you know what I mean by laser focus? Laser focus meaning that number one, I removed everything else that was not affiliate marketing. I removed everything else. Any other thing apart from it was a distraction, including my ad agency. Not that I threw my ad agency away now, not that I threw it away because it will always be my passion. In fact, now that I consider myself to be financially free to a large extent, I can wake up tomorrow morning and I will set up a head office for my ad agency, right? But then I now decided I decided to get laser focused on affiliate marketing. I got laser focused on it for 6 months, starting from the first month. In fact, the first month I realized a massive turnaround in my affiliate business. That first month alone, I made 452,000 because I was only sleeping, eating, breathing, everything affiliate marketing. I wake up in the morning, I'm thinking, how am I going to grow my affiliate business today? I go to bed thinking, tomorrow, how am I going to grow my affiliate business? That was it for me every single day. Every single day. How am I going to grow my affiliate business? How am I going to do this while I'm helping people? How am I going to do it while I'm helping people? That was it every single day. And within a month, I had done over 452,000 in commissions, not sales. That was close to $1 million in sales. In the space of 4 months, I had earned my first 1 million online. My first 1 million online within a space of 4 months. Remember, I told you I gave myself 6 months, but in 4 months, I earned my first 1 million online. 35 days after that, I was on 2 million. 33 days after that, I was on 3 million. And I was now counting days. To the next million from that point. So see, the funny thing is, once you start making money, whether it's online or offline, you will no longer be focused on how many, let me set up more businesses. No, at that point, you'll be thinking, let me scale. I want to increase this income. If I'm doing 1 million a month, I should be able to do 5 million a month. And you don't have to jump into another income source for you to do that. You only need to increase your input in the current income source that you are. That's it. You only need to increase your input in the current income source that you are. Excuse me. So I was now counting days to the next million. Recently, I celebrated 25 million in online sales so far. I think it was just a month ago or so. In the last 1 month, just in the last 1 month, about, I don't want to say how much, but a lot, you know. And the funniest thing is, this time last year, in fact, early last year, it didn't look like it, not even close. Because by early last year, I was still using a blind Samsung phone. I was using a blind Samsung Galaxy Galaxy Note 8, the one I bought when I was still a big boy in the corporate world. That corporate job I used to have when I was still a big boy in the corporate world. I got my first 13th month. You know what's 13th month salary? I got my first 13th month salary. That was about 400k plus. Oh, more. Hey, as I got the money, I went straight to slots to go and secure Galaxy Note 8. That's my dream phone. I'm a tech guy. I love tech. So I went to go and buy the phone. And as at that early last year, the phone had already scattered. The only thing that was remaining was just the container. It was a blind phone at that point. Green screen, no power button, no volume button. Even Bixby button had removed from the phone. But I was still using it regardless. In fact, then I used to use toothpick to put on the phone. Early last year, I used to use toothpick to put on the phone. When I on it, I'll now tell Bixby to on my mobile hotspot. And then I'll connect to my laptop and I will work with it. I didn't see any of those things as challenges. Some people will say that's affliction. Some people will say it's affliction, but I never saw it as an affliction or any challenge, not even for once. I never saw it as that. I only saw it as what needed to be done to get to where I'm going. Because naturally, people won't see below the surface level. People won't see below the surface level when it comes to your dreams. People won't see below the surface level when it comes to where you are heading to. And I'm saying this for those of us who have big goals and people who have big dreams. Your parents will not see where you are going most of the time. Even your siblings will not see where you are going because naturally, people do not see below the surface level. People do not see below the surface level. So, what I would say to anyone here who is just starting out online, or you are probably, you're already seeing some results, but you feel like the results you're seeing is not big enough, what I can tell you is if only you will not stop, if only you will not stop, momentum answers to consistency. If only you will not stop, momentum answers to consistency. And not just consistency, but consistency in doing the right things. Consistency in doing the right things. There are, right? Some people feel that as long as you're taking action, you must get results. Wrong. There is quality of implementation. There is quality of information, and there is quality of implementation. What will affect your results, the results you see, is the quality of information you have available to you, the quality of understanding of that information, and the quality of implementation of that information in order to get results. That's what affects your results. And by the time you are able to set up this thing in a process, if you're able to get this information into a process and you begin to leverage that process, that's when you begin to experience what we call consistency in results. That's why you have some people who get results over and over again every single time. So I would have loved to share. See, I'm somebody who loves to teach. In fact, I can teach for 6 hours straight. I've done it. I've done it before. But I'll just summarize here by saying that anyone who wants to really make it out, whether it's online or offline, you only have to believe in yourself. The only person you need to believe in your dreams is you, nobody else. Nobody else. So, anyways, let's take some questions. Thank you so much for the time you gave me to speak on this awesome event.
All right, all right, all right. Thank you very much, Mr. Kenny Mokoya. I love the fact that you were very, very real. You shared the fantastic times and the very low moments where you were that otondo. I like the word used, otondo. When you're also trying to navigate your way, after not having a CV, after working and not having a CV, how you picked up the
Yeah,
pieces and, we still able to rise. And the most important thing about what you just said, which was quite enlightening, is the fact that all these successes happened recently, meaning for all
yeah,
the years you had started your journey, your career, and all that, you were a bit up and down, and till you found the right key and you came to it, and now you're blazing and you're sharing your experience with a whole lot of others who are also trying to find their footing. So, guys, this is the time for you to ask questions. We have just about 5 minutes to do that. The other speaker is already waiting in the studio. But before she comes up, I would love us to ask our questions. Use the comment section to ask those questions quickly so that he'll be here to. He loves talking, like I said. He likes teaching, so he's ready for you. Okay, so if you have a question, please type it in the comment section before he runs off. We've taken his time already. He's a very busy man, and if you remember the profile I read, you know that he's a very busy man. Yet he loves to give back. He loves to really share his experience so that others too can learn and become better than he is. He
yes.
plans
And
to.
also, sorry to
Yeah,
cut you short on that. You just mentioned something,
yeah.
and I needed to cut in on that so I can say something to someone here.
All right.
And it's simply the fact that some of us are able to strike a gold mine early. We're able to strike a gold mine early enough. In other words, you have a skill and you're so good at that skill that you feel that people should naturally give you money for it. But that's not the way it works. That's not really the way it works. You need to actually learn that if you put value in front, money will follow behind. But if you put money in front, if you put money in front, the truth is you can never pursue wealth. Wealth is not pursued, wealth is attracted. It's attracted to versions of who you are intentionally becoming through your growth in your mind, in knowledge, and in skill. So you should learn to put value first. There are times when people reach out to me and I don't know them, complete strangers. You were not even part of my day's plan. So, but somehow I just say, how about a quick call instead of just chatting? And I get on a call with them. At the end of the call, they are full of value. They even record the call. That's how much full of value they are. They record the call, they've written down so much, and they start asking, I didn't sell anything to them. I didn't sell anything, but yet you start getting questions like, please, sir, how can I get into your coaching? Please, sir, how can I get into your mentorship? That's what happens when you put value in front. It's the same thing I used to go from Otondo to authority, by the way. The same simple blueprint. Put value in front, offer it for free. That's putting value in front, right? And you get paid in so many other currencies apart from Naira. You get paid in social capital, among so many other things. So I just wanted to chip that in before I start answering some questions. So, all right, so we have a question here. So please, does affiliate marketing require much work? Well, if it's a business, then there is work involved. Affiliate marketing is a business, right? It is a business, but I have to tell you this. When you see people who have results, you need to understand that result is a product of input. In fact, result itself is an output. An output is a product of input. So if you see somebody who is doing 2 million a month, for example, right? That 2 million a month is a result, and that result is an output. That output is a product of input. So you can't ask me whether it requires work. It requires work depending on your goals. If your goal is to make 50K a month, then it doesn't require much more. Not much. But if your goal is to do 2 million a month, then you should be ready to sit on your phone like this. You will press your phone from morning till night. And that's of course assuming that you don't automate. By the time you automate, you can get the results on autopilot. And that's the thing. Once you understand leverage, then you don't need to put your own input. The input does not have to come from you. The input can come from anybody. You outsource the job, yet you get the output. You can train other people and get them to put in the input for you, and you get the output. So once you understand leverage, then you can get better results without putting in the input by yourself. So the answer to that question is it varies depending on your goals.
Okay, so there's another question again. I would like you to bring it up. Paid traffic and organic
All right.
traffic, which one is better for affiliate marketing? These are guys who are already in it.
Well, it depends on what you have in your bank account and also in your skill set. If at that point in time of starting, you don't have the skill of paid advertising, you don't know how to run Facebook ads, you don't know how to run YouTube ads, you don't know how to run Instagram ads, then obviously you need to be more focused on the organic route. You need to learn how to drive organic traffic, right? And then you begin to drive that organic traffic, it begins to gain you some traction, you get more money. At the end of the day, you are getting money while you're learning the paid advertising skill. Definitely, it's not going to be strategically sound if you use your money as an experiment to learn paid ads. That's like gambling, right? So instead, you want to learn the skill before you practice the skill on a low budget, right? What you do on ads is you practice on a low budget and then you scale your ad campaigns from that point. So when it comes to the question of whether it's better for whether organic traffic is better or paid traffic is better, there is no better one. There should be a blend of the two. You get to a point, where organic traffic will not be enough. That's true. I'm at that point now. You get to a point where organic traffic will not be enough. In as much as I'm still doing millions a month with organic traffic only, it's not enough. For somebody who wants to do 100 million naira in sales in a month, forget organic traffic. You need to start with paid ads. You understand? So for somebody who wants to scale, you need paid traffic. For somebody who is just getting started, you can start with organic and scale into paid, and then you leverage both sides.
All right,
Okay.
all right,
What's the
all
next
right.
question?
Thank you. I can't see any other question here right now, so I think
Okay,
it's
awesome.
quite clear. So thank you so much, Mr. Kenny, for sharing your experience. No hold back. You gave it out. In fact, it's turned to a business lecture from your experience to a business lecture. And it's so fantastic. I'm sure a lot of persons are fired up to believe that yes, there's struggle. Some persons think that there's struggle. Trust me. So long you want to go like you call it solopreneur, there is the struggle part
Yeah,
till you now get clarity and then you can move on from there and never look back. You talked about scaling and I have multiple things you're actively doing. Rather, if you have one, you can scale and then you'll just be comfortable all the way. So thank you so much for your time. We do appreciate you. And I'm sure we'll have
thank
you
you
on
so
more
much for having me.
some other time though, where we could talk more. You said 6 hours.
Thank
I'll
you.
hold you to that. Hold you to that 6 hours.
Thank you
All
so
right,
much. All
yeah,
right.
thank you so much. Yeah. So, guys, that was our speaker, Kenny Wokoye. He has been able to share his experience with us, and I'm sure we have learned quite a lot from that. So, quickly, we'll be moving to our next speaker who she has been waiting patiently. We're so sorry for keeping you waiting, but she's an amazing person. After a hard days of work, she can't just wait to have this conversation with us and to help a lot of us in the 20s to see how we can really find our footing while we are struggling with our life challenges here and there. So, this person who will be coming up is a beautiful lady, very beautiful lady who lives in the UAE. She lives in the UAE and she's doing amazing stuff right there. So in a short while, we would have her come up. But before then, I would love to get her profile for us. She has just summarized it. We don't want. She doesn't want to give us too much long stories, so we can just get onto it and have a conversation and meet her, know who she really is. So she is a graduate of, Bachelor of Arts. She majored in communications, in the Philippines. She's from the Philippines, more precise, but she lives in the UAE. She is currently working in a petrochemical company. She's working with a petrochemical company in Dubai. She is also a painter, a professional model, an actress, a news and feature writer, a freelance TV presenter, a former beauty queen, and the founder of Don't Limit Me campaign for Down syndrome. She previously she was the UAE's ambassador for the she was the UAE's ambassador for the International Conference of Stars. Yes, for those who enjoyed the International Conference of Stars, you will be conversant with this lady. She was one of our ambassadors, and she is here with us tonight. In fact, I have to say this. She's not in Nigeria, and the time difference is not. It's quite like 3 hours in between, and so you can imagine how late it is for her at the moment. But she says no, whatever it takes to just reach out to us and connect with us, she is ready to do that. So thank you so much. Her name is Cherise Sean, and she'll be joining us in a moment. Hi, Cherise. Welcome.
Hi, good evening, Mr. Loveday. How are you doing?
I'm very fine, very fine, very fine. Nice to have you here.
Likewise, it's so nice to be invited in here.
Okay, it's okay. Yeah, sorry for keeping you waiting. I'm sure
No, no, no worries. Yeah.
it's quite late in your end, but then the enthusiasm you've showed towards giving out your own experience so that people can
Mhm.
learn is awesome. We love people who are ready to give back to the society. For so that they too people can learn and grow and have this clarity, which is what they seek. So thank you so much for agreeing to do this with us. All right, so this is still the 3rd of November, which is Hollis's birthday, and I'm sure
Yeah.
Hollis is your good friend. All right, so first, let me start this way. Tell us, how did you meet Hollis? Let's hear. Let's start from there. How did you meet Hollis, Mr. Hollis?
Actually, he just appeared out of nowhere. He
Wow,
just added me on Facebook. I was like thinking, who is this person? I have no idea who he is before. So nonetheless, I just accepted him. Then I was just scanning through his profile on Facebook, and I was like, wow, this kind of person is something. And he approached me for the International Conference of Stars. But before that, he said that he's been following me on social media. He has been, a follower of my works, maybe for the Down syndrome campaign, for my talks, for my art also. So when he invited me for the International Conference of Stars, I immediately said yes to him.
wow, wow. Okay, that's good. So of course, today is all about him, and so we would
Yeah,
love
it's
to just
his birthday today.
yes, his
Yeah,
birthday
if,
today.
if
So
you're watching today, Mr. Hollis in the world, happy birthday. Thank you so much. You've been a blessing to a lot of people, especially in the MENA region. So may you be blessed with so much more.
all right, amen. I'm sure he's definitely watching on the
Yeah.
sideline. Okay, so let's get on with it. Let's get on with it. So you have done so much, and I'm sure you're also in your 20s, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Yeah, I'm 26.
Fantastic. You're 26, and you are already a beauty queen. You're an advocate for the Down syndrome. You are working in petrochemicals. You are doing a lot of stuff, and you're just 26. So tell us, how were you able to navigate your way? From when you clocked 20, how did it happen? What have you been doing before then, or what did you do that helped you to really achieve this much in your years?
Well, I first started in the Philippines. I was actually the youngest in almost everything. So I started school early also. I graduated early, and I was just pretty lucky to be surrounded with such amazing people. My mom is a teacher, so basically I became matured at an early stage. So I was inspired by written works, by doing like events management, because even before, way back in the Philippines, I do represent my school for competitions such as for writing contests, for art competitions, and yeah, for local beauty pageants too. And with that, I was given like responsibilities also when I was growing up, and I've been involved with community projects as well. And yeah, the 20s is actually a year of, I mean, it's an age of awareness for what we know, right? It is where you question yourself, what do you want to do in your life, and you become aware of the person that you want to be. So yeah, when we were younger, I know everybody feels like um, graduation in college is like the end game for most of us. But the real thing here, it's just the start, because after college, you find a job, you earn money, you save up for it, and you have a family, then you grow old. So the real challenge is in the journey itself. So, you know, you see your decisions and actions during your 20s can have a lifelong impact on everything from your earning power up to your personality. And like you, I'm in a stage of confusion before too, because right now I'm still in my 20s too. I'm 26 years old, as I told earlier. So let me share to you some of my experiences and yeah, some life lessons that I have learned along the way. So I left the Philippines to work here in Dubai 4 years ago, and with the aim to just work, and that's just it, just work, and because that is what is expected for me. Like for us, we call ourselves as overseas Filipino workers. So I left the spotlight in the Philippines, thinking that I'm just like focused on my work in the office in here. So I've been in that situation for like almost 2 years until one day I woke up crying, and I looked myself in the mirror, and I realized I wasn't happy. I wasn't really happy with what I'm doing. I wasn't really happy with the position I'm in. Like in general, I was ready to leave Dubai for Australia that time, if not for COVID. So actually, COVID has played also a significant role for my entire life and career here in Dubai. Because yeah, I was ready to live Dubai that time because I really don't get such fulfillment and happiness in here.
Okay, I think she's having a little network challenge over there. Cherise, if you can hear me, kindly check your network if you could reconnect again. All right, I think we will just wait a little for her to fix up her network. Well, network issues everywhere, but the show would definitely go on. So, what? Yeah, we are having the 20s conversation, and our first speaker was Kenny. Walker, who has done over 25 million in sales, And when I read at the profile, it was looking like, oh, this man had a smooth ride all through. He has just been this um up blazing, all through. But then he shared some very challenging moments where he had to he lost his job and then started from like the scratch again until recently where he figured out that one thing that helped him solve that problem, and then that was it. So let me see if she's back so we could continue the conversation. Cherise, can you hear me? Oh, we can't see you. We still not. Whoa. All right, we still can't get her. So just give me a sec. Let's see how we can fix that. All right. So while she's trying to fix her network, trying to get clarity. So I was talking about the last speaker we had, who shared his experience, how he went from a an Otundu to an authority. That was his experience, that was his story. And now he is the man that makes over 25 million in sales of digital products. All right. So that is how, with consistency, you can definitely get to that height that you want to be, but it's not going to be an easy ride. So for all of you who are at the moment doing one thing or the other, do not give up on your dreams. Do not say, oh, because this is not working, then you start to do 100 things at the same time. Focus and see how you can achieve progress and breakthrough in that one thing you've started to do. Okay, we have Sharishi is back. Let's have her. And then we have the man, Mr. Hollis, in the background. But I'm not bringing you up right now. Mr. Hollis, chill. Let's have Okay, so
Yeah, is everything fine now? Can you hear
yeah,
me?
it's perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect.
All right. Okay. Where was I? Okay.
You're
What
trying to
was
give
the
us
last? Okay.
some life lessons. That was what you were
Yeah.
trying to do. Life lessons. You
All right. For the
definitely.
life lessons. Okay. All right. Okay. So yeah, yeah. For the life lessons, I left the Philippines to work here in Dubai 4 years ago. So I came here just to work, and that's just it because that is what is expected of me. So I have been in that situation for almost 2 years until like one day I woke up crying. So I was like having an emotional day that time, and I looked at myself in the mirror, and I realized that I wasn't really happy with what I'm doing. I wasn't happy where am I? I wasn't happy with the position that I'm in, and I was ready to leave Dubai at that moment, and I was aiming to go for another country. I was I was ready to go to Australia at that time because like I was having a scholarship in there, and like I felt like leaving Dubai would be for the good, for the better. But then yeah, I felt like my life is in autopilot. I felt like I was a robot since my life has revolved in just work, church, and at home. So like I was still crying, and I looked at myself in the mirror, and I said, I am Cherise. I am meant for greatness. And I don't know how, but I know that I will one day, and I will not settle for anything less than what I deserve. So probably that was my most powerful moment, like so far. It's like having a transition. It's like, you know, adding some more fuel in that little fire. And yeah, it's like I have set my intentions to the universe with so much finality, because I know that intention creates our reality. You'll see it when you believe it, because a lot of people say that you have to see it to believe it first. It's actually the entire opposite of it. You'll have to believe it first so you can see it manifest in your eyes and right in front of you. So it doesn't stop there. I was still confused to what I wanted to do because I wanted to do so much more. So I paint, I act, I do modeling, I work in the office, I write also. I am running my advocacy for Down syndrome, the Don't Limit Me campaign. So yeah, I have been modeling since in the Philippines, and when an opportunity here in Dubai came, I grabbed it. And while I was getting back at it, there are some people who discouraged me, like thinking, those are just some pictures, and that I would not get any success out of it. But I did not listen. The universe, as they say, are like more giving to a stubborn heart. So yeah, I did not listen. Instead, I became more persistent. So it was really a struggle for me at first because I have to balance it with my day job. And there are times where I would wake up at 3 in the morning to just prepare for a shoot and go directly to the office after it. Then there are times also that I have to go directly to a shoot after my work, and it finishes until in the wee hours of the morning. In fact, before speaking here for the Twenties Bootcamp, I came from my art film event, a guided painting master class at the Theater of Digital Arts. So I rushed after the painting class in here, so I could have this talk to you guys. So yeah, I was discouraged before by a lot of people because they think that I'm doing so much more and that I would just get tired of it. So yeah, a lot of people also question me, why do you have to do such things? Like, what are you trying to prove? Are you in dire need of money to do all of it? So 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 I just say to them, it's just passion. I'm just chasing my dreams, and I'm working all of this for my dreams. I may feel tired, but at the end of the day, I have this sense of joy and fulfillment in me. And yeah, uh, it's actually what is important, right? The fulfillment that you get at the end of the day. So there is still something in my heart that yearns for more because I know that I can do so much more, and I'm in my point in my life that I have no limitations now since I'm here abroad. I'm far from the Philippines, and yeah, I was terrified of having regrets because if not now, then when? If I'm gonna delay what I want to do in my life, like I'm 26 right now. So, do I have to wait for me to become 30 or 35 or 40 to do what I want in my life? So I was afraid of having regrets in the future. So, one day I just said to myself, I am now taking off the weight of other people's expectations of me. So I will set aside all of those and just do whatever what makes me happy. So I started painting again. I started to get back in track with my art. I started posting photos of my art in social media until it started to gain some more audience. And later did I know that I'll be having exhibitions right in front of the eyes of a princess in Bahrain. Like I'm doing exhibitions now for international people. So yeah, it's like having a really stubborn heart because you know in your heart that you have You are meant for so much more. You are meant for greatness. And if you believe that you are really meant for greatness, you will be. Then, yeah, I also focused on myself more. I became so addicted to, self development. I read a lot of self help books. I do meditation. I also do a lot of affirmations because, these simple affirmations would make you feel more confident, and like every time you say those two powerful words, you become what you say to yourself. Like, I am destined to be great. If you say that you are destined to be great, then you are on your way to greatness, because you are what you say, you are what you believe. Then, yeah, that's when I became more happier and fulfilled. And until the time that I was receiving messages from a lot of people that they are inspired with what I do and stuff. So I was also thinking, I am just doing the things that I love to do, and maybe it's just a bonus that I get to inspire other people too. So yeah, with my advocacies, with my art, with the things I do in general, because your morning rituals, the way you talk to yourself, the books you read, the podcasts you listen to, um, who you share your energy with, and who you grant access to yourself, those little things will elevate your existence. So it's like a major. It's like creating a major impact to yourself, because those little things matter the most. So for you to have clarity in life, you have to be self-aware first. You have to get to know yourself more and what you value. You have to find your why. Like for me, I founded my own Down syndrome advocacy because I wanted to spread awareness and inclusivity, and I want to help this kind of people in any way that I can. That is my why. So do not also compare yourself to others. Your success is different from my success. So we all have a different path to take, and there will always be someone who will be richer, stronger, prettier, someone always better than us. But you don't have to compare yourself to them. No one is you, and that is your superpower. And the only question that matters the most is, are you a better version of yourself than you were yesterday? So try to ask yourself that every single day, because it's gonna be you versus you. It's not you versus me or you versus her. It's gonna be always you versus you. The race is within yourself. You have to be better than you are yesterday. And we also have to realize that our time is limited. We aren't gonna stay in our 20s forever. And when you're young, there seems to be a lot of time, and you're free to do whatever you want. As you do what you want, ask yourself your own questions too, like, does this support the life that I am trying to create? If not, then maybe it's time for you to have a redirection of what are your plans in your life. Because from time to time, I also ask myself that question. I mean, so for example, if I'm trying to read self-help books, if I'm trying to study some more, I ask myself, does this support the life that I am trying to create? Then I would say yes. Yeah, yes. This supports the life that I'm trying to create. Then I'm gonna do more. I'm gonna read more. I'm gonna study more. I'm gonna do whatever what benefits me more too. And whenever there are times that I feel like I'm lazy enough, I feel like, just slouching or like giving up, I ask myself that question again. And if the answer is no, then I'll have to do something, raising of vibrations for me to be more active and be more optimistic, and get myself back in track again. And yeah, our 20s won't be around forever, and you can only spend so much time figuring things out before you need to act. And when you decided to act, do not be afraid to fail, because it's really okay to fail. Failure is necessary for success, and it's okay not to know all the answers. Okay to grow and change. It's okay to be wrong, but be open to new information and experiences, because by that you allow yourself to evolve into the best version of yourself. There will always be people who will not believe in you because they only see you because they only see the tip of the iceberg. But nonetheless, still believe in yourself, because you are the only one who can see the whole picture. So, yeah, you have to remember that you did not come this far to only come this far, and you are meant for greatness. So, yeah, for all those who are in their 20s right now, I think you still have time to have a reassessment in your mind and think what is your why? Why are you doing such things? If you still haven't found your why, then maybe it's time for you to do some meditations, be inspired by other people too, and maybe in this talk, well, I am hoping that I can ignite some spark in any of you listening out here. So yeah, I think we're ready for some questions right now, Mr. Loveday.
All right, all right. Thank you for sharing your life's experience. So it's important that people realize that all the glitz and glamour they see out there has
Yeah,
the time when they had to do some soul searching. Like you mentioned, you at some point you have to even cry, because you're not
mhm,
living the life you wanted to live. And then at that
yeah,
point you sat down and rethought the process and to figure out what you really wanted out of life. And from that
yeah,
moment, you started doing what made you happy. And somehow, also, why do you want made you happy? Started gaining traction here and there from social media and all that. And here you are today. I watched a video of you that was posted by Emirates Love Philippines, if I'm not
ah,
mistaken.
yeah, you watched
Yeah,
that one,
yes,
yeah.
I did. Yeah, they call you the real Wonder Woman.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah.
You know,
So,
because
so,
a
so
lot of people see the glitz and the glamour always. So
yeah,
they don't have any idea what is happening at the back of it. They don't see the struggles behind it, the late night struggles, all the
yeah.
hardships, all the, the hard work that I have to put in, like not just for me, but for other people as well.
Yeah, so exactly. So that's just the essence of this conversation, so that they
Hmm.
really see what happens at the back end, what
Hmm.
what we don't get to see on social media.
Exactly.
What is behind the smiles and the gleams and the pictures and the celebrity, you know, postures and all you get. What happens behind the scenes? How do these things really form up to become that thing they see out there? That was the essence of the boot camp and this conversation. And thank you for really
Hmm.
being that open to share your life's experience, with a lot of 20s, those in their 20s who are here watching. And a lot of
Hmm.
persons are
Yeah.
also going to watch afterwards. The video is going to be up on YouTube, and many other persons are going to watch and learn from your life's experience. But let
Yeah.
me just ask
Yeah.
this question.
Really.
I've
Yeah.
always
Sure.
wanted to ask you this question. That hair, it's natural, right?
This hair. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is natural.
Here in Nigeria, we don't have that kind of hair. It's basically when you have that, it has to be an artificial hair. So nice one you have there.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice one you
In
have there.
Nigeria, you have this obsessions with hair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have a socials with hair. Really,
Yeah.
really
This has
love,
been
love it.
the natural hair. Yeah. But
All right.
usually, like girls love to style it, love to iron it. But yeah, today, fortunately, I did nothing with my hair, so it's like this only.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine. That's quite long and nice. Okay,
Yeah.
guys, this is Cherise Sean, the celebrity lady, here with
Ah.
us. Yes, you're one. So if you have your questions, you want to ask her, go ahead and do that right now in the comment section. I want to see those questions coming in so that she can also expatiate and give you clarity on how she also navigated her way through this process. So someone says coming from a lady of Caliber, I definitely ignite. Okay, fine. They are just giving comments of kudos to you. Well, I need
Ah, thank you so
questions.
much.
Questions. She's ready for you. Ask those very intricate questions on how did she become a a beauty pageant? How did she get into beauty pageant? How did she start to volunteer for the Down syndrome? How ask those questions? I don't want to ask them
Oh
for you.
yeah, that one. That one. I became actually a Down syndrome advocate, and I founded the Don't Limit Me campaign because I have a brother who has Down syndrome, but he
Okay.
passed away when he was 6 years old. So that was a decade ago. So like right after that, I decided to, devote myself into helping this kind of people. So ever since we have established a school learning resource room in the Special Education Center in the Philippines, and I've been in touch with a lot of Down syndrome groups here in the Philippines and here in Dubai too. So it's like basically like being the voice to those people because I have an emotional connection with them too, and it's also for the memory of my brother. So yeah, wherever he is right now, I hope he's happy. And
He
yeah,
sure will be proud of you. He sure will be proud of you, proud of what you're doing for those who are also battling with such syndrome right now. So
hmm
thank you so much for giving your heart. Thank you so much for, trying to ignite the world. But before you go, I think I would Mr. Hollis in the studio, so I will bringing him up.
oh,
Yes, I will bringing him up.
sure.
Yes, the birthday man, the reason why we are gathered. Let him come up and say one or two. He's not supposed to speak today, but because it's his birthday, we are giving him an exclusive chance to come up and say one or two. And tomorrow will be his session, but then definitely today's his birthday, so he would be coming up in a jiffy. So just hold on for him while I bring him up. Mr. Hollis, the floor is yours. Welcome.
Hi, Mr. Hollis.
Hi there, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you? Happy
I'm
birthday.
fine. Yeah.
I can see the
I'm
haircut.
sincerely.
Nice, beautiful haircut.
Thank you very much for coming around. I want to say I love you so much. I sincerely love you so much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Because your words are powerful. Your words are powerful. It's rare to see a young lady at your age doing the amazing things you're doing. Okay, it's really,
Oh,
really amazing. That is why I will never leave you.
thank you. I mean, I have met Mr. Hollis like just a few months back, I think. And yeah, he's been doing a lot of amazing things. He's been an inspiration to a lot of people. And the way he gathers people across nations is really, really amazing. It's wonderful. Kudos to you. More blessings for you, Mr. Hollis.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, Mr. Love Day,
Yes, the
thank
birthday man.
you. You did it in Icos. I did it again. Thank you very much for coming around. Those who are
Yeah,
live with me, I want to say I love you. Are they still there? Are they
yes,
still
of
there?
course. We are all live. Yes,
They're
we
still
are.
there. I want to say I love you all so much. You know, when we that are young, there are some drive. These are drive towards making impact because we believe that your age is not a restriction to success. That you
Exactly.
don't say because you are young and I must be 100, I must be 30, I must be 40 before I make impact. At 50, I should know where I am now, Abba. So please and please, whoever is watching this video, we have done this video for you. Imagine bringing at the time she is now. I guess what's the time currently now? Shirizi, what's the time? What be your
Right
time
now it's
now?
12 in Dubai. It's 12:47 in the
I-
morning.
Wow,
Imagine
Yeah.
she has made the sacrifice to be online.
and she just
I know
goes
she
to work again
understand.
this morning.
Thank you very
Wow,
much. She just closed from work. She just closed from
It,
work. I guess so.
yeah, because
Yes.
after work I had a painting master class.
You
Then
see.
for this one too. And it's really an honor for me to be invited in this 20s bootcamp talk.
So
How
that's
can
why
I
I'm
say
telling
no
them
to
that.
this?
That's what I'm telling those that are watching is that you are privileged to be part of this bootcamp because we
Yes.
have people who are paying sacrifice. Like now, me, I don't like stress. Since morning, I've not rested. I've got over 500 calls today. Over 500 calls today. Mom has called me twice. I've not picked her call. She has called me twice. I've not been able to pick her call. She called me again. I was live. I could not pick her call. Even my sisters that have called, I can't even pick their call because a lot of calls is coming, hanging, and the rest. Yeah, people are calling. I cannot even message them. So please and please, we are paid sacrifice to be here. Yeah, you have to grab sense. You have to grab sense. We all have made sacrifice to be here. So don't just listen and go back to your vomit. Okay. I want you to go back to your house and knock your head in the wall and say, "Kai, let brado shara. I am getting sense. I am grabbing sense." Because no, see, because we have paid this price for you to get sense, and it will make sense for you to go back to that your past. I want to see you. I want to see you in a new dimension. I want to see you flowing. I want to see you growing. So please, if you are part of this boot camp, and I don't see the growth in your life, Kababa. If you are part of this book, I'm watching you. I'm watching you. I'm watching you. For those who will say watch it again, I want to see the growth in your life. If not, I will send fire on you in Jesus' name.
All right,
So we
thank you.
have paid the price. We have paid the
Yes.
price to be here. Please and please. So please, I'm begging. Whatever you are taught here, go back to your own drawing board and ensure you are amending things. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
All
Thank you, sir.
right, all right. This is why I love Mr. Hollis. He always comes with this aggression and you have to get it done. Yeah. And that's fantastic. Sometimes we need that kind of push to really break out of our comfort zone and just do what we need to do to make the world a better place. The way Cherise is doing, the way Hollis is doing, the way I hope to also
The way you
do.
are doing. So your
So
cakes are available. Your cakes are available, please and please.
oh, fantastic! You just have to send hers across to Dubai. She would love to have that. Gladly, she would love to have that. Okay,
Thank you very
Sherry,
much
please.
for having us. Thank you very much for
Yes,
having us. Thank
at
you.
this point, we would wrap up the the boot camp for today. Tomorrow we would continue. We'll be having another fantastic person, and of course, Mr. Hall is the birthday man. Will be dishing it out very hot tomorrow. Today is just
Yes,
trying
yes,
to
yes, yes, yes,
I got his,
yes.
his new haircut. That's what today is about. You see, that's what today is about. Because today's his birthday.
No.
That's why we allowed him to get crashed into our conversation. With the beautiful Cherise. Okay, so this is where we're gonna wrap up for tonight. Thank you everybody for being here. Thank you, Cherise. Thank you, Mr. Hollis. Thank you for our viewers out there for hanging out with us. Tomorrow, make it a date again. 8 p.m. We'll be having another speaker, and Mr. Hollis will be
Yeah.
wrapping up the boot camp
So
for us
so please,
live.
8 p.m. tomorrow, 8 p.m. tomorrow, don't miss it at all. Javin Jobot is a global leader. This is one of the 15 most prominent thought leader in the world. Check it. So please and please, don't miss it. Don't miss it for any reason. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, so at this point, we would call it off for today. Thank you, Cherise. Thank you, Mr. Hollis. See you at the other side. Yeah.
Take
Bye bye
care.
for now.
Bye.